Hey, welcome to another edition of Blue Jay Banter today. Real special edition. We have joining us none other than Justin Carter. Justin, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Tim Kruger here. We want to thank Infusion Brewing Company for sponsoring our program. Check everything they got to offer at infusionbrewing.com. Um, so, exciting news. You're back on the staff as a graduate assistant. Uh,
Yeah.
how did this all come about?
So I've been trying for a couple years just to get back. I had a youth program here in town. So I've just been trying to work with them and then see if something opened up here on the college ranks. That was one of my goals. So I kind of reached out to Coach Huss and Coach Mack, and something opened up at the end of the summer, and they said, "Hey, do you want to try it?" And I said, "Yeah."
So
Yeah.
what? So it was something you were looking for, so it wasn't really too tough of a decision for you.
No, it was something that was something I wanted to do, and just to coach on that level and learn from a great mind like Mr. Coach McDermott.
So is your long-term goal to like get into coaching full time and assistant and on up to running, let's say Duke or something?
Yeah, for sure. That's my dream right there, just to run something, obviously learn and be able to establish something long term as being a head coach.
And I guess I would think the first thing in my mind when you commit to something like that, you're kind of committing like, wow, we could be a gypsy for a while, like going from here to there, and so forth, right?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's definitely a grind. It's definitely different from, we can also also what's that? You're working for something, and then obviously you're learning and you're being a basically intern type of deal, and be able to learn from one of the best.
Right. So fill people in because I don't know that everybody knows. I kind of know your story, but fill people in once you left Creighton. What happened to you? Where did you go?
So after Creighton, I went over to Europe, and I played in 11 different countries, um, from Slovakia all the way to China, and then I played 13 total after Creighton.
I'm pretty successful.
Yeah, I believe I believe I was successful. I was able to play at the highest level in Europe, the Euro League. So I know that definitely is a respectful, and a lot of people know that league now that they have a lot of ex NBA guys there.
Yeah. Did you? So 11. You said 11 countries.
Yep, 11 countries, 13 years.
So which country did you like the most?
Like as in playing, or like as in fans, like as in
I guess you can throw it
food.
all together, but mostly like living
Yeah.
in and so forth.
Uh, well, I stayed the most in Turkey, so I know that's dear to my heart for sure, just because we were there kind of like 4.5 years. And obviously I played in the seaside. I played in Izmir, and then I played in Istanbul, which is
Oh,
20
right.
million people.
Right.
So I have played in smaller cities as well, in Uşak. So I definitely got all the culture of Turkey there. And then obviously Israel was great living. They probably had the best food, I would say. Um, so those two countries were probably the best.
Now, back to Turkey. So is Izmir, is that over like toward the Greece side of Turkey,
No, that's
all the way on the other side?
well, yes, I'm sorry, it is
Yeah.
on the Greece side.
Yeah.
Yes, it is on
Okay.
the Greece side.
So
Yep.
that's the side I've been on before. Like I went
Okay.
for a cruise. I was
Yeah.
like I was not feeling well the day we were going to go on this excursion in Turkey. I almost went
Uh-huh.
off. I would have been so upset. I was so impressed. Like
Yeah.
it blew me away. Like I didn't know what to expect. And we got off ship. I'm like, man, this is like where we got off, it's like northern Minnesota. There's a lot of pine
Yeah,
trees, and it
yeah,
was, and now it was a hot day, but it was so
hmm
cool, and the food was phenomenal. I loved it.
yeah. Turkish food was real good, real fresh. It was definitely a great experience there in Turkey.
And then if you're ever if you're so inclined to learn about the history of religion and stuff, like there's so much stuff. Like
Yeah.
they took us God, where was it? They had a community, like they had unearthed all this stuff.
hmm
And like back in 20 AD, these people were putting down, like, or no, it was like even before that in BC.
Yeah.
Like you walked around this marble. I'm like, how the hell did they do this, man?
Yeah. They had marble. They had all types of stuff like columns up, and I'm like,
Yeah.
how? Like,
Like
it's
their
just
library
that.
was 2 stories,
Yeah.
and then they had this huge like amphitheater arena. Like they said it seated
Yeah.
like 20,000 people. I'm like, oh my
Yeah.
word. It was
Now,
crazy.
yeah, they definitely have a lot of historical things for sure.
And amazing to see the history, like I was blown away too. Like they showed where they had the city council. Like you could
hmm
show a picture of the Omaha City Council. It was designed
Did it?
exactly the
Yeah.
same way. Like it's
Yeah.
amazing that that is carried on through history and so forth.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
I was very impressed with Turkey. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. Turkeys was there.
where was the least favorite country you were in?
Ooh. Uh. Least favorite. I would say. Um. They were all pretty good. Um. I can't
Yeah,
pinpoint it. I don't know. I'm trying to think.
right.
Yeah.
Then you went
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
these countries. Was
Yeah.
was being in China, was that a little bit when you first got, was that a little bit scary at first?
Not scary, but I I thought I was it was like a lot. It was like clockwork. So like when the lights went out, like it wasn't nobody on the street. Like it was kind of like, but once the sun rose up, like everybody was on the street. So it's like it was kind of weird on that standpoint, and like everything was massive. Like they had a lot of people everywhere. Like it wasn't
Yeah.
no like you went somewhere and there wasn't a lot of people. It was a lot of people always wherever you went.
Yeah. And obviously you were in Israel at a different time. Now it would be
Yes.
a little bit different.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, so that's a long time to play in Europe. I mean, I mean, obviously you were very successful.
Yeah.
What at the end made you think, okay, I got to stop at some point here? Just
hmm
you're getting up there and the younger guys keep flowing in, this kind of deal.
Yeah. Yeah. It was more of my family. Obviously I have 5 kids.
Yeah.
So my oldest, he wasn't able to go to school his fifth, no, sixth and seventh grade because they came over and lived like for the whole year,
Uh,
those 2 years. Normally they came like after for like maybe 2 or 3 months. You know, obviously they started school, then they have like basically a vacation, and then they'll go back at kind of towards the end of school. But these 2 years he stayed, they stayed, and he kind of missed those years. And it was just kind of a time period for him going to eighth grade, going into high school that he needed to be here.
sure.
So I just made that family decision, like, hey, I'm just gonna hang him up, and unless I, got a great offer, that I couldn't refuse or something like that.
So I think fans, I know, but I think fans like have probably a little bit different idea of what you know what a graduate assistant does. Kind of tell fans like what you guys do.
We are basically an extension of the coach. Obviously, with our dead period or for preseason, we're basically the coaches. So we're in the gym all the time with them. We kind of walk them to class, watch film with them as well. So we're just that that basically a coach to the preseason, and then obviously when the time rolls around when practice starts or game starts. We break down the film. We also run practice as scout team a lot. So we do a lot of things that an assistant coach or a coach would do.
Yeah, gives you great insight into what they do and so forth. Yeah, I don't think the fans know, like, they don't understand all the stuff you guys do, and like your big things is like at practice, like
Yeah,
in like last year, Mitch was the guy with the jersey on.
yeah,
Now he's a big shot assistant coach, right? And,
yeah,
but he's still got the jersey on. He can't quite wean himself all the way yet, you know.
yeah, for
But
sure.
Jeff Grizel are always out there along with a couple of the other GAs and so forth. And sometimes you can bring guys in. Who was the guy that played at DePaul, whose wife is from here? Were you here? Were you here when?
Uh, I wasn't here at that time, but Alex Peters,
Yeah.
I
Oh
know
my
I know him up.
word! What a player.
Yeah, yeah, he's a good player. I know him, not know him, but just know of him just from playing overseas as well.
Yeah, I forget who was playing on that team that day. I think Mitch was on there, Jeff Grizel was on there, Alex was on there, and they asked the guy, "You ever played with anybody?" No, this is the best team I've ever played with right here. Like, which is something.
Nah, for sure.
The one thing that jumps out at you is like, we forget how big Jeff was when he was, how big a guy he was,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
his body's even filled out even more.
yeah.
It's really a challenge now with Owen being out. Frankly, we probably don't see that many guys, even in the Big East, that have that kind of size and skills. So
hmm
it's really a great learning opportunity and challenge for the bigs when he's on the floor.
Yeah, yeah. They try to challenge our bigs just on that standpoint, just to throw the ball inside. Just because Jeff is real physical. Obviously, like you said, he filled out as well, and he has moves on the paint, on the block. So
Yeah,
I know a lot of Big East or maybe some. I know when we go to Gonzaga, we'll have a big
sure.
that we'll have to challenge a little bit. So it's kind of that same thing. Like, hey, we got to learn early, learn now. Uh, just how physical you're gonna have to be, just to play on the block, Division I basketball. So I think that helps very, very, very much.
Well, I think that's just a little thing that's going on right now with the team that probably a lot of schools don't have that advantage to have a guy that's
Yeah,
played as much basketball as Jeff has and to have that kind
yeah,
of size be there
yeah.
day in day out of practice.
Yeah, even relating to them off like when they're on the sidelines, like, hey, you need to be here, you need to be like in
Yeah,
this placement, and then obviously you can show them. It's like the same thing as a plumber. Like you can say, hey, just unclog it like this, but if they show you, like, oh, yeah, I got it now. So it's the same type of thing, with basketball. Like, hey, I can go show you as well, which they can even learn even quicker.
plus I've getting back to you, I've seen two things. One, ooh, we don't run into guys as physicals, Justin. Number two, they probably don't see a lot of guys that have as quick a pull up from deep as you do.
Yeah, yeah. No, for sure. Some of the guys, they obviously I'm an older guy, so they haven't seen me play, and I had to. Well, one, you got to show them like, hey, I can still do this, and this is how I play. So now I think I gained a lot of respect for the guys, and just sometimes just playing one on one with them after practice or after a workout, or obviously when coach said, hey, put on the red jerseys, and then we're in,
Yeah,
playing those pick and rolls and playing, like a what's that, like half court with the guys as well.
yeah. A lot of half court drills,
Yeah, half court
through
drills.
offenses, and
hmm
Mac wants, and especially even though it's full court, it's more of a, hey, how quick can you get back? The other day Mac was like, look,
Yeah.
everybody's going down there and run, and you got to be back
Uh-huh.
in 9 seconds. They were, and then he's like, hey, that's how fast you have to run
Yeah.
back, or when we're pushing the ball.
Yeah, yeah. We gotta get
Was
it
that a
across.
was that a kind of an eye opener when you came, like how quickly Mac wants the up and down?
Not really. Obviously, I'm well in tune of, Creighton basketball. I watch it every year, so um, just how and I think it's fast, but how poised they want you to be, to make a decision. A lot of kids can run as fast to get to the other side, but just making the right decision and what is entailed of the point guards or somebody that they trust to get it across. I think that's the main point. Like, hey, you're going fast, but make that right decision. Don't make a mistake.
Right, right.
Hmm.
Um, what else? So on the team, like who, when you been there a week, say, who kind of jumped out at you like, whoa, you got some talent here. I mean, it's a very deep squad, first of all, so that could
Yeah,
be
yeah,
a while, but
yeah.
what two or three guys really jumped out at you?
Um, one is our size and length. I think that was kind of the one thing that I was like, wow, we have a lot of guys that are 6'5" and up,
Yeah,
and we can switch a lot, So those are kind of the things that I seen first, and what we probably couldn't do as much, the last two years, maybe with a little bit of adjustment, but I think that was one, and then just the guys that are coming in, how quickly they adjusted to the offense and what the coaches want. I think they're starting to get it now, but um, I would say from one week to the next week, they starting to know the purpose of what is
right,
needed.
right.
And then I would say a couple players kind of stuck out to me. Hudson, he's definitely a great athlete. Um, gets after it a lot. Josh Dix, he can get to a spot and make great plays for everybody. Um, and I just say it's I mean Ty Davis getting to the paint as well. And then obviously Jackson, his shooting, he's like a replica of Doug to me. Like he
Yeah.
can, he obviously they don't worry about being physical, but all those are little intangibles when you get in the paint, he can get the shot off, get a floater. Obviously he's athletic, and he's a sharpshooter. So
I think you guys on the staff they'll want him to be this year, and I can see when the workouts I've been to, he's making a concerted effort. I remember last year people would say, "Hey, Jackson, you're 6'10.
yeah,
Show that you're 6'10. You,
yeah,
be a little stronger in
yeah,
the hoop," and I can see that he's doing that.
yeah,
I'm glad you mentioned Hudson because he's a guy I've been singing his praises for long, and a lot of the fans have been like, "Well, maybe he'll get to." I go, because they saw some of Mount Verde's games, and they're seeing Cooper Flag, and the guy from UConn and Queens,
yeah,
Maryland, and
yeah,
like, well, he's the fourth guy. Yeah, well, on that team, the fourth guy is pretty damn good.
yeah, yeah.
And
Nah, for
I think in workouts, he's been very impressive. The first thing I noticed was like his lower body was he's pretty strong lower body, and two, the number of times like he's come from behind and blocked guys' shots and
sure.
got up in the rim, and so I'm
Yeah.
glad you mentioned him, and also the improvement that Ty's made. Because Ty didn't get a lot of playing time last year, but he started to come on a little bit late, but he's really taken a jump over the summer.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like I said, I'm kind of late to the party, but obviously I watched last year.
Yeah.
I came to a couple practices and things like that. So, I just knew what they had already, but them to be able to make decisions now and being in the system, I think that definitely helps Ty for sure.
So I got to ask you for a guy that played overseas quite a bit, Fedor. What have you seen in
Hmm.
him?
I like Fedor. I like Fedor. I mean, he understands a lot of basketball, so you can't take that away from him. So on that standpoint, he's just trying to, I wouldn't say fit in, but do we want to put him at a point guard position? Do you want to keep him at that two guard to shoot the ball and score the ball? Obviously, do you want him to play a three man just so they can spread out the floor a little bit more? So it's just those little things for Fedor, but he understands a lot of basketball.
Yeah, he's played a lot of basketball. at a
Yeah, and he
high
played a lot
level
of
over
basketball.
there in Europe. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah. How about the other two Euros, Alexa and Karim Conan?
Um, Alexa, obviously had a setback,
Yeah,
with a couple things. So, I haven't seen him a lot, just from, protocols and things like that. But I think he's definitely a piece. Long, lanky, athletic. And then Karam, he's probably the most, him and Hudson probably the most athletic on the team. So I know he can definitely move his feet. He can definitely finish around the rim with a lot of things. So can be a big piece for us as well. Just being either a rotation player or playing a lot.
yeah. And those two guys are still like you can tell they're trying to get everything in a
New,
fire
yeah,
hose right.
yeah.
You know.
Yep, yep. Just new.
Yep,
I mean,
yep.
the European game is definitely different. It's a different type of physical. I can't say it's not physical, but it's like it's definitely more. Um, what is that? It's not as physical as like in the paint. You know what I mean? Like in the
Right.
paint here in the Big East, I know they're definitely gonna be more physical and things like that. So they just have to get that adjusted.
Probably more perimeter players like you and Fedor, who's when Fedor drives, he's a physical driver of the
Yeah, yeah,
ball. You know. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Yep, yep.
All right, Justin, great catching up with you.
Yes, thank you.
It was so awesome you're back. Very excited. You've always been one of my faves, and thanks
Yes,
so
sir.
much for joining us. And we'll be in touch. Thanks, man.
Yes, sir. Thank you again.